everybody, VG time here. Right now I'm just going to go over a deck I've been having a lot of fun with. This is the Son Goku GT deck from the new Ultimate Squad set. So, you know how I am. I like leaders that then bring something extra to the table when you just play it. In the case of this leader, instead of it being a field spell, you get a unison right off the bat with a marker on it. The leader works really well with the unison on the front side because when you attack, you have to take a card from your hand, put it underneath the unison. It has to be a Saiyan, of course, and draw 2 cards. So it helps you to facilitate your game plan. And then it also works with the unison ability, which I'll get into in a moment. His awakening is cool because if you have 7 or more markers underneath your unison, or you have 4 or less life, you get to draw 2. Now you might hear 7 or more markers and thinks it's pretty hard to do. But the unison itself helps to do a lot of the heavy lifting. So the unison has a ±0 that allows you to take a Saiyan in your hand, put it underneath, draw a card, and then add markers to this card equal to the number of cards underneath it up to a max of 3. But of course, we don't just do that. There's other cards that help add markers to unisons. Red is the add marker to unison color, so we'll get into that in a little bit. But because we have a unison that grows pretty fast, I like to take advantage of it with 4 copies of Yamcha to help disrupt early plays from our opponent, as well as 4 copies of Wolf Fang Fist to help defend it and ourselves from our opponent's early aggression. We also play 1 copy of New Ruler. So now the archetype cards are as follows. 4 copies of Trunks Adventures Advent. So this guy right here has an auto when you play him to draw a card. And then he has an activate main limit 1 that says you could take him while he's on the field, put it underneath your unison and add a marker to it. You also play 2 copies of Son Goku Adventures Advent. This guy is similar to the Trunks except for he's a top 5 searcher for a 4 or less red Saiyan. But again, he gets to go underneath your unison, add a marker to the unison. Then we play 2 copies of Pan Adventures Advent. She's able to take any card in your hand. That's a Saiyan. Put it underneath the unison, draw a card, and add a marker to the unison. So next up we have the cards that we want to put underneath our unison. 4 copies of this Trunks right here. Is that says Trunks Soaring Through Space. If you have him underneath the unison, you can play him for 1 as long as your opponent has 1 energy. When you play him in general, he -10s one of your opponent's battle cards. He has barrier, and while he's in rest mode, your opponent cannot attack your unison. So they have to go through him or resort to attacking you yourself. We have 3 copies of this Goku battle on planet M2. This guy's a 15k critical. Similarly, you can play him for 1 energy, except for it requires you to have 2 or more energy in order to play him. When he's played, you get to put a card from your hand underneath this, draw a card and add a marker to the unison. Now, when I say a card, it's always going to be a red Saiyan is what I'm talking about. No other card really works with these effects. Now, the whole purpose of this deck, just one more card that you want to put underneath, is SS Son Goku, Pan, and SS Trunks Galactic Explorers. One of the best boss monsters in the game right now. You from your hand or from the field are able to put this underneath your unison and add a marker to the unison. When you're at 4 or greater energy, you could pay triple red to play him from underneath your unison. And then you can Spirit Boost 3 to -30 your opponent field, and it gains triple attack. So the whole purpose of this deck is to play this guy right here, Chain Attack Trunks. Chain Attack Trunks, if you don't know what it does, I don't blame you. It's an old card that has not seen play in years. But the premise behind him is that you could play him usually for Evolve 2 on top of a Trunks GT, and then play a battle card with 15k power or less from your hand. So we already saw a couple of targets being like this Trunks right here or this Goku. But our main target is really Zeno the Playing God. Another old card that kind of just hangs around. Comes out every once in a while, and a lot of people don't know what it does. But basically, Zeno the Playing God says, when you play it, you negate the skills of all other battle cards except for Zeno, You shuffle those battle cards as well as each player's hands into their respective decks, and then you each draw 5. This play is super strong in the meta in general right now, and particularly strong in this deck. So let me go over the meta in general. The reason why this play is very strong is because of the speed at which decks awaken nowadays. Most decks awaken on 2, 3 the latest nowadays. And people are fast to do it. They're just itching to get on the backside as quickly as possible. This play punishes that. You could wait on your awakening, chain Zeno them after they awaken and blew up in cards, reset the game to 5, and then awaken yourself, draw 2, and make it go on from there. And then you're up 3 to 4 cards on your opponent. Also, a lot of decks take their life really fast or are not shy at allowing themselves to get hit real fast, and this punishes that as well. Also, in this particular deck, and the reason why I think this is the best shell for it, besides having a bunch of Trunks GTs, is that you're able to stow away cards that you could play underneath your unison. So before, one of the problems was that you both got to this parity. You might have drew an additional card or awakened and drew cards. But if you drew all reactionary cards and your opponent drew gas, you were kind of left out. Now you could do all these plays and then pay an energy, play a 15k with crit, or 15k that protects your unison, or following turn make a 30k that has triple attack that your opponent still has to deal with. So that's why I think this is the best chain Zeno strategy. Now, on top of Zeno, the playing guy, we have some other greatest hits to go along with Chain Attack Trunks. One of which is Fearless Pan. Another oldie but goodie. Pan gives your red battle cards and leader card plus 5k and double strike, except for Pan herself. She is a barrier blocker, 15k, so that also has merits to it. But this helps you to close out games as well. SSB Kaioken Son Goku Concentrated Destruction. This is your audible. Red and blue have fairly easy ways of interacting with this combo. Red has the Vegeta, blue has God Sealing. So you need something that has deflect that you can play off the Chain Attack Trunks to prevent those cards from really mattering. The Spice, Body Change Ginyu. Again, another card that I don't expect you to know. But basically, when you play it, it gives all red Ginyu forces, which include himself, plus 10k. So he is a 25k after you play him. Then you can send him to the drop as an activate main to choose one of your opponent's battle cards with 25k power or less, gain control of it, and then they gain control of Body Change Ginyu with his skills negated for the game. So this play allows you to have a lot of aggression because you make a 20k, 25k, and then possibly another 25k swing. Another cool thing about Chain Attack Trunks that a lot of people don't really think about is that he can attack battle cards in active mode. So that will come up from time to time. Just keep that in mind. Our super combos are 3 copies of this new Red Blue Son Goku. This guy right here is SSG Son Goku Magnificent Might. If you have red charge in your energy, you get to additionally -5 a battle card or unison card. And if you have a blue card charge in energy, you get to -5 a leader card or a unison card. And most of the time, you're going to have at least red charge. Sometimes you have blue charge depending on what your hand is. And you are able to get both effects off. We have 1 copy of Vegeta Proud Warrior. This guy right here is also very cool. I actually like him better than a Goku in a lot of ways, but I only have 1 of this Vegeta. I got all those packs, 1 copy of Vegeta. It's wild. But Vegeta, when you combo with it, you make a unique Cybermen token that has blocker. So this allows you to stop a small attack, create a blocker to stop a big attack, or your opponent has to deal with it before they attack with the big attack. Our ultimate is Hyper Evolution. Hyper Evolution is playable off of the back of our leader, as well as able to be evolved on top of the 8-drop right here. What that does is allows you to play him on turn 4 for 1 energy, and he has the ability to constantly grow. You can pitch 2 red cards to restand him as an activate main. That's not once per turn. And once he's at 60k power, you're able to burn your opponent for 1 each time it swings. We have 4 copies of Senzu Bean. So if after our chain Zeno or whatnot, we end up with a blue card and a bean, we want to charge blue to be able to take advantage of that bean. If we chain Zeno on 3, come back to 4, and we charge a blue, now you can pay triple red, make this guy right here, swing with lead, bean, untap double red, and then possibly, due to some shenanigans or some wizardry of your own, go into a chain attack, fearless pan, give this guy a double strike and another plus 5k, and the same with chain attack trunks. And then this guy right here becomes more threatening because it's a 40k triple attack double striker. For free, we have 2 copies of Testing the Opposition, as well as 2 copies of King Vegeta's Imposing Presence. These cards are well-known red staples, especially red Saiyan staples. We play them in this deck as well. So if you're playing anything similar to it, let me know, and I'll catch you next time. VG Time signing out.